When you need help or advice, you turn to your parents or a trusted friend for help. So why go outside of Virginia, your home, when you need car insurance? Able Insurance gives you individual attention and won't turn you away no matter what your driving record looks like. Giving same-day personal service in the state of Virginia for over 30 years. Able Insurance, 979-0814 is the number. AbleInsurance.com is the site.
Go.
What up, though, Ball Hawk Show.
Say it one more time.
What up, though, Ball Hawk Show.
What up, though? Welcome to the Ball Hawk Show podcast. I'm your host, Amon Hawkins, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to check out the latest episode of the Ball Hawk Show podcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Ball Hawk Show podcast on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Also go to YouTube so you can see it in the video format. PodBean, BlogTalk Radio, Google Play, TuneIn app, Spotify is on various platforms. So just make sure you subscribe to the Ball Hawk Show podcast. I always appreciate the support and the time you take out of your day to listen to what I have to say in the sports world. So today's episode, we will be recapping the University of Virginia versus the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, the basketball game that took place last night at 9:00 p.m. at John Paul Jones Arena here in Charlottesville, Virginia. The Cavaliers, number 3 in the country now, defeated Wake Forest by a score of 68-45. Yes, that's another team that was held to under 50 points by the Cavaliers this year. UVA is now 8-0 when holding opponents to 50 points or fewer. They're actually 84-2 all time under Coach Bennett when holding teams to just 50 points or fewer. Some other notes: the Cavaliers own a 7-game winning streak versus Wake Forest. UVA has a 12-game winning streak at John Paul Jones Arena. The Cavaliers are 10-0 at John Paul Jones Arena this year and 176-41 in 13 seasons overall. Virginia is an ACC leading 52-5 in league home games over the past 7 seasons. Duke is second with a record of 50-7. UVA has won 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. UVA had a season high 8 block shots, and UVA jumped out to a 25-3 lead to start out this game. Some player notes: double-figure scores. Cal Guy had 12 points. Jay Huff had 12 points. DeAndre Hunter had 11 points. Ty Jerome had 10 points. And Mamni Diakite had 11 points. And if it was up to a lot of fans, that would actually be the starting lineup that a lot of people would want to see, because a lot of people want to see Jay Huff supplant Jack Salt as a starter, or at least play more minutes than what he's playing. So 5 guys in double figures. Cal Guy has an 18-game three-pointer streak and has made 2 or more three-pointers in each of the past 9 games. Guy became the 48th Cavalier to reach 1,000 career points. So congratulations to the great Cal Guy for scoring his 1,000th career point. Cal Guy passed Malcolm the President Brogdon, 185 three-pointers, into sole possession of 8th on UVA's career three-pointer list with now 188 career three-pointers. Huff's 12 points marked an ACC career high. Diakite matched a career high with 7 rebounds. And I already talked about UVA having 5 players in double figures, which this was the first time all season that had taken place. So those are some post-game notes, team and players. So let's get into the actual numbers for the game and how do we get to the 68-45 score. Well, we talked about it. The Cavaliers jumped out red hot. jumped up to a 10-0 run. Mamadi Diakite, I believe, scored our first 7 points before Wake Forest called a timeout. We just came out forcing Wake Forest to settle for three-pointers. Their first 5 or 6 shots were all threes. And that's what you want in the pack line defense, just pressuring them, making them settle for the tough outside shot from behind the arc, and we making them pay by playing inside with Diakite first, and then Hunter hit a three-pointer on the outside. You had Jay Huff check into the game. He scored 6 quick points, and then he had an alley-oop from Ty Jerome. The ball movement was there. We were efficient. The only questionable shot was the air ball by Ty Jerome, and I think he actually got fouled on that as the free throw line extended. But the defense was there. We were back to playing pack line defense, hedging and helping from the weak side, rushing out to the three-point line to contest. And I just want to say, I think Wake Forest just fell into our spell of just settling for long jumpers. They took 24 total three-pointers. They took 14 of those in the first half. That was 5 of 14 from 3 in the first half, just 9 of 28 from the field. They shot 32% from the field, 35% from three-point land, and they did not attempt a single free throw in the first half. And the reason why that's a big stat is because Wake Forest is one of the teams that goes to the foul line the most. So the fact that they did not attempt a single free throw in the first half was just a testament of the Wahoos not allowing them to penetrate into the lane and forcing them to settle for long jump shots. So the first half was just a wash. We're beating the brakes off them. They made a run late to where they hit some timely three-pointers. Childress was hit a couple of three-pointers. And I forgot the other gentleman's name that hit 2 back-to-back three-pointers. It was Wright. It was Wright Jr. hit 2 back-to-back threes. They ended up cutting it down to 13 points at halftime. And then in the second half, it was a funny type of game because we was doing anything we wanted in the first half, very efficient. In the first half, we shot 45% from the field, but we only shot just 36% from 3. I mean, UVA is a team that pretty much every game, except for a couple of games, the Duke game, of course, but other games where it were close games, we shot under 40%, but usually we're right over 40%, low 40s or mid 40s. But to see us, in a sense, struggle, and I'm saying this with quotations, because when we don't shoot over 40%, it just doesn't look right because we're so efficient, because we have such skilled shooters. We were just 4-11 from three-point land. We shot 45% in the first half, 66% from the free throw line. UVA is actually the best free throw shooting team in the ACC when I just checked today. But then in the second half, it was bad watching in the second half. It was bad. I mean, even though we won the second half by 10 points, 32-22, it was rough. It just was. I mean, the expectations are very high. You want to be polished. You bounce back from a Duke game to where you didn't shoot the ball particularly well, especially from 3. Not from the field, but just particularly well from 3. We were 7-21 from 3, shot 33%. No, it's not in the teens, but we still didn't get back to how we got spoiled leading into Duke. The Virginia Tech game kind of spoiled fans in the games before that because we were shooting 40%. Virginia Tech, I think you shot, over 50% from 3. And then you go to Duke, you shoot under 20%. Now right here, you're hovering around 30%, 33%. Free throw line, we were 17-21, 81%. That's a plus. And it's hard to truly be stern on the Cavaliers because they won by 23 points. It's one of those games where as a coach, it's like you're breaking down the film, you're trying to hold guys accountable, and all they see is the final score. It's like, Coach, we won by dubs. We won by 23. Like, what you want us to do? But in order to reach that next step and to compete for national championships and just not ACC championships, and that's not just getting out the first round, but when you're trying to compete to get to the Final Four, to give you a shot to be perennial champions, you take a game like this as a great teaching tool and be like, yo, we have to fix this. Second half was very unacceptable. It was unacceptable. We shot 30% from the field, 30% from 3. The thing that saved us is that Wake Forest shot 29% from the field and 10% from 3. So if it wasn't for collective defense and the bad shot selection of Wake Forest from the outside of settling for threes, we don't know what could happen. But we do know we won the ball game. And that's all I could pretty much say. All you could do is just hold them to the championship accountability. That's what I'm doing right now. So I may be seen like a Debbie Downer, but I'm holding the Cavaliers to championship accountability. You jumped out to a 25-3 lead, and you're coasting, and then your jumper becomes broken in the second half. Even though Wake Forest's jumper was super broken, it saved us. And it was a 9 p.m. start. That's late. Come on, man. People got kids. We want to support our Who's, but I heard this the last 9 o'clock game. Nah, don't ever do this again. It shouldn't. If it's a 9 o'clock game, make sure the team is like that. I mean, we could come on, man. Versus Wake Forest, come on, man. 9 o'clock after the Duke game, come on, man. No, not gonna do it. But it's not too much else I really want to talk about. You know, the biggest thing is just the J Huff situation, right? J Huff's has phenomenal potential. 7-footer, could jump out the gym, can glide, dunk from the free throw line, shoot the 3, can dribble. Did I already say he could dribble? Can block shots, has demonstrated better awareness on defense, a better ability to hedge and rotate. He's getting there. But the J Huff situation, I know I used the backup quarterback analogy in my last podcast, but I thought about it. I said, you know who J Huff in the situation where people want him to get more minutes and should he be a starter, and this Coach Bennett being too loyal to Jack Salt, because people think Coach Bennett is loyal to a fault. Because you think about Merrill Shayok, right? He's at Iowa State, averaging a little under 20 points a game, shooting 50% from the field, taking 14 shots a game. Sat out last year, worked on his craft this year, doing what he got to do. Everybody's happy for Merrill Shayok. And I think it does that young man and this program a disservice when people bring up the success he's having and try to use that against Coach Bennett like it's a bad thing. It's like, no, this young man understood what he wanted to do with his future. He transferred, he sat out a year, he worked on his craft, and he's taking advantage of it. He's living his best life. So what UVA's doing and what he's doing should never be intertwined again. The best of both worlds. We moved on successful. He's moved on. He's successful in his own right. And that's what brings me to Jay Huff, because it's like, was I calling Jay Huff Jeff Huff? No, I was calling him Jay. So Jay Huff reminds me of Shayok because everybody understands that he's an offensive dynamo. And it's just, the defense of keeping him off the court. And Merrill was the same way. Merrill was a offensive dynamo. He was instant offense. If Merrill was the microwave, Jay is the toaster oven. Because they come in and get hot just like that. No, toaster oven take a little longer, but a microwave is hot instantly. But you get what I'm saying. And Jay gives us that element of being able to play above the rim because we know Jack Salt's limitations. We love Jack Salt, all that he brings to the table. You know his story, how far he's come. But everybody, if you look at the NBA game, every team in the NBA averages over 100 points. Look at the NFL, how the rules are. Everybody wants to see touchdowns, not field goals. Well, college basketball is the same. We want to see dunks, threes, more scoring, and that's why people don't believe in University of Virginia. So when you got a guy like Jay Huff, who is just a lot of energy, can play above the rim, can shoot the 3, is a unicorn because he's 7 foot, the European type of play. It's like, we need him in the game. We need offense. And people swear up and down Coach Bennett can't win with a defense first type of mentality because the changing of the guard is you got to score. And then I started to look at the lineups, right? And I'll notice that anytime J Huff comes into the game, he comes in with Braxton Key and usually Diakite and Jack Salt sit down. I don't know how many times I've seen J Huff in with Diakite. Usually when J Huff's in the game, it seems like Braxton Key's they're attached to the hip, meaning he completes J Huff because Braxton Key does so much. He's a Swiss Army knife. So if you feel like you're going to lose some rebounding with J Huff, you bring Braxton Key in. He can rebound. If you think I'm going to lose some more defense, you bring Braxton Key in with him. He can cover up that. Because if you left him in with Diakite, it seemed like it probably wouldn't mesh as well. And I did also see that when Wake Forest went to zone, J Huff actually remained in the baseline. And the one thing I did like is with having him at the block versus zone, you could throw a oop, and Ty Jerome threw him a oop. So, if he would have been in versus Duke, can they complete that alley-oop with them in zone and Zion at the center position? I would have loved to see that. I would have loved to see who's going to jump and get that. So I guess my main thing I just want to say to the fan base is, I think Coach Bennett has earned that sweat equity to work out the kinks and try to find more lineup combinations that's going to work for him. A lot of people question, why is Kahee in the game with Jack Salt? Because they both are limited on offense. I feel like Kahee can shoot. He showed you he can shoot the three. Kahee can break down the Kihei. I keep saying Kahee. Kihei can break down the defense. He could get to the cup. He could dish. He can finish. He can shoot the open three. So I don't think he's as limited offensively as some think. It's just that both of those individuals don't have the scoring mentality. I think Kihei actually can score, but with the wrist injury, that limited him. But we saw over the year that he's not afraid to go get buckets. And I think Coach Bennett has to think of several different type of lineups and rotations, depending upon the opponent that they have and depending upon the stage, depending upon the flow of the game. If it's a slow-paced game, you have to understand rotations and lineups that will help you be successful if you're playing slow. Now, if the game happens to speed up, because people feel like Virginia can't play fast. If the game is playing fast, I think you see Huff coming to the game. I think you see Key coming to the game. And I think you see, Kihei can play if it's fast. But when you got the equalizer known as DeAndre Hunter, you can't worry, bro. Dude is special. Okay? You can never say enough about 12. 12 is a ball player. You can never say enough about you better call Ty Jerome. Call him Mr. Shut the Hell Up Juice. Because anytime things get rowdy, he always deliver a bomb to quiet everything down. Or if he at home, he delivers the bomb to quiet every day down on their sideline, not our fans. And then, Cal guys just steady. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Cal guy is struggling. I mean, Cal guy averages 15 points a game. He scored 14 versus Duke. He scored 12 versus Wake Forest. Has he been as efficient? No. I mean, he was 3 of 10 from the field yesterday. That's 30%. Ty Jerome was 4 of 13, so they both struggle with the percentages. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't as efficient. So you got people saying that Cal guy disappears on the biggest stage, which I don't disagree with. I just feel like, when you lose, when a loss takes place, we magnify a lot of things out of panic. It's hard to relax when you lose. It's hard to say this is a great teaching tool. It's hard to say this can make us better because everybody thinks the worst when you lose because that's how we're wired. That's how we wired. That's how you've been taught. Oh, you lost. You got to really lock in now. And I always tell folks, no, you got to really lock in even when you're winning. That's what the greats do. The greats truly pay attention when they win. That's when you're good, you only pay attention when you lose. And when you're great, you pay attention regardless. Like, you're nitpicky. That's what I loved about Coach Wells. He'll tell you quick, you're not that good. Come on, I don't care if you won by 20 points. You're just not that good. Look at the film. What are you doing? Christ, come on. So, that's all I got for you, man. The game was fun to watch early, and then the second half was tough to watch because I felt like we played like trash can juice. We still won by 23. We got work we got to do. Who do we go on the road and play next? We play Notre Dame Saturday at 1 p.m. down there in Indianapolis. No Cal guy going to be lit. He going back home. And Wahoo fans, we're going to continue to work. Shout out to J Huff, man. You're applying pressure, and that's what you want to do. Continue to earn more minutes, and you take advantage of your minutes. And all I can do is salute you, bro. All I could do is salute you, because the last thing we want is division. Oh, and speaking of division, it's a video. I don't know. Did I talk about this? It was a video put out that looked like that Cal guy and DeAndre Hunter were beefing. Hey, look. Even if there was beef, because it can be beef, it's not beef. These dudes love each other. And there's nothing to put a beef aside and still get buckets and play to win, because everybody has a common goal. That's a great thing about sports. If the world was like a locker room, we would all love on each other because we all got one common goal. That's why I always tell folks, the greatest thing about a sports locker room is that you all got a common goal and you love each other. You always got each other back. And the last thing we need are rumors to be spreading around that Cal Guy and DeAndre Hunter don't like each other. They brothers. Anytime you see a picture on the bench, it's Cal Guy, Ty Jerome, DeAndre the Hunter together. And that's what you always going to see. But if you follow Ty Jerome on Instagram, all you're going to see from him is Jack Salt getting bullied for his fits and the clothes he wears. But, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. It's the Ball Hawk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. As always, shout out to my sponsor, Abra Insurance, and shout out to STHUjuice.com, yes, myself, for sponsoring this Ball Hawk Show podcast. Make sure you go to STHUjuice.com. If you want your Shut the Hell Up Juice apparel, I got the censored apparel now, so I have designs where STHU is not on the clothing, because I know a lot of students want to wear it to school. So I got the Be Great version of the STHU. So it's just the symbol of the guy telling you to be quiet, and you got Be Great at the bottom, and that's what I call the censored version of STHU. So salute to you guys. And you know the motto, good is the enemy of great. Be great in everything that you do. Wahoo's won by 23, but we ain't trying to be good. We trying to be great. We ain't trying to be the ACC champs. We trying to be national champions. And we're going to take this film, we're going to dissect that second half, and we're going to be even better than the next game. Ball Hawk. I'm out of here, baby.
I want the whole world spin my record. Cheryl, the hoodie styles, check game, stay free records. Oh, shorty girl fed to death and I'm massaging. Bad news, even be massaging. I got a fitted head, I be massaging. Pinky rings on my finger, I'm massaging. I got a speedboat concert cause I massage. I coming through about a whole Econo Lodge. I be massaging, I be massaged. I'm coming through with Cadillacs and massaging. Yeah, boats I'm constantly massaging. I got GPS's, I be massaging. I catch croaker fish cause I'm massaging. I like a macaroni plate, I be massaging. Even oodles and noodles, I be massaging. Straight out the ghetto, cause I'm massaging. I got ice around my neck cause I'm massaging. Or even gold teeth, I'm massaging. A pinky ring iced out cause I'm massaging. I got $100 million, I be massaging. I got $10, I be massaging. I got $1,000, I be massaging. I got 22 cents and be massaging. I take a penny and be massaging. I tell shorty girl fat, I be massaging. Your big cute, I be massaging. I be massaging, I be massaging. I got a GPS steering wheel massaging. Whole share road chain be massaging. I got a Uzi, I be massaging. I got a 12 gauge pump, I massage. I got 100,000, I massage. I ain't broke, I be massaging. I stay paid, I be massaging. I stay late, I be massaging. I hit the pool all night cause I'm massaging. She wanna come through loaded and massage. Whole team, we massage. Bad new posse constantly massage. Ain't no joke, I be massaging. Even the bacon and eggs, I be massaging. Polo shirts, Chateau Adidas, I be massaging. I love you, sweetie cake. Spin my record, let me give you the game. On how to get rich. Take a penny and flip a penny. Then 40 billion. Why? I be massaging. What? Car steering wheel. I be massaging. The whole label of the Stay Free Records in the VA. Oh, we be massaging. Let's have a money shot.